घंटी बजी स्कूल की, चलो स्कूल तुमको पुकारे। पल 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 रोशनी जो मिली स्कूल की जग। Very great morning to all my dear students. My name is Rajneesh Tyagi and I welcome to you all for the online classes once again for the chapter The Enemy. Dear students, I believe and I hope you all are good at your home. So today we will start the new paragraph of this chapter. Here we go. You may get up on your feet. I want you to say up only 5 minutes at a home. And when that white man came to be healthy and he was looking so good, then Dr. Sadao requested to that person, please, you have to stand at your feet only for 5 minutes. He wanted to make him understand now you are going to get the better relief in your body day by day, and you should try some activities. Tomorrow you may try it twice as long. It would be well that you get back your strength as quickly as possible, and it will be beneficial for you. It will be good for you if you will get your strength back very soon, because you know that you're the enemy of this country, and I cannot you cannot stay with us anymore for the long time and at this house. So Dr. Sada wanted to make him realize if you will get your strength back very soon, so it will be beneficial for you, it will be good for you. He saw the flicker of terror on a young face that was still very pale. Okay, the boy murmured. The boy was murmuring in his mouth, and we can easily find out the terror in his eyes. Eventually, he was determined to say more. I feel I ought to thank you, doctor, for having saved my life. Doctor, I just want to say that I am highly obliged to your services, because of you I am standing today, and because of you I am surviving today. I am alive and I'm happy and I'm good, and I'm alive still right now. So I must tell you a very big thank, because of you I am today in this world, and I'm very very thankful to you that you have saved my life. Thank you doctor, so much. Thank you very much, doctor. Don't thank me too early, Sadao said coldly. And Sadao said very politely, please, please, please do not say thank you to me very early. He saw the flicker of terror again in the boy's eyes. He once again, who? Dr. Sadao saw once again the terror in the eyes of that white man, because he knew that he has saved my life, but after all he's the enemy of mine. He is the enemy of America. I am the enemy of this country. So he gonna definitely send me in the hand of police or army person, because he will serve his duty. Terror and unmistakable as an animal's. The scars on his neck were crimson for a moment. Those scars, what were they? Sadao did not ask. And what was the reasons of those scars in his neck? Sadao did not have any interest to know those things. In the afternoon, the second thing happened. Hannah working hard on unaccustomed labor, and she was working. Who? The wife of Dr. Sadao was working at the home like a labor, because I told you we have already read in the story yesterday that the servants of that house, they have left from there, and they have gone from there, and no servants was living for more, and because of that thing Hannah was doing her duty, and Hannah was working at that house like a labor. Hannah working hard on his labor, saw a messenger come to the door. So saw her messenger come to the door in official uniform. Her hands were weak and she could not draw her breath. The servants must have told already. She ran to Sadao, gasping, unable to utter a word, but by then the messenger had simply followed her through the garden, and there he stood. She pointed at him helplessly.
Hannah was actually very tired and she was unable to explain and say anything to her husband. That's why she did not try to say anything because she was not feeling so good and she was very weak at the time. So the messenger was just following to Hannah, and Hannah said helplessly to helplessly point out to her husband that just look at there. My husband is standing there, and the messenger saw her husband, and messenger then uh, went to near that person, means Dr. Sadav. So Hannah was looking very tired and she was not unable to do such activities in the absence of those servants, and she was feeling very bad and she wanted to release herself, and that's why now you can understand the situation of that lady. She is not going to say anything to her husband also. She was just only going to point out those things. And then Sadao looked up from his book. He was in his office. The other partition of when he was thrown open to the garden for the southern sunshine. What is it? He asked. He asked to the postmaster. Was it it? What is it in your hand? He asked the messenger, and then he rose, seeing the man's uniform. And then he stood up there and watching the uniform of that person. You are to come to the place, the man said. The old general is in pain again. The man said that the old general is in pain again and they need your help. He needs you right now. And that was the message, what the messenger had come for that purpose. Oh, Hannah breathed. Then Hannah breathed, oh, okay. Is that all? All the messenger exclaimed, it is not enough. It is not enough, ma'am. He is not so good and he is in pain right now. Indeed, it is, she replied. I'm very sorry. When Sadao came to say goodbye, she was in the kitchen but doing nothing. When Sadao came to say goodbye to that person, and that time the Hana was in her kitchen, she was not doing anything because she was depressed and she was frustrated. The children were asleep, and she sat merely raising for a moment, more exhausted from her fright than from work. And she was very tired. She was not having enough time to pay her full attention to her children also, and the condition and the situation of that home was totally changed now. At the beginning of the story, I told you it was the symbol of the happiest family ever in the Japanese country, in the Japan country, and among all the Japanese, among the Japanese, they were a famous and having a gratitude and very popular family, very happiest family ever in the Japan. But now see the condition of those people; they are helpless and looking very bad in the conditions. But Sadao was paying his full attention to his duty, and he knew that whatever he is going to do, it is the part of life, and I should definitely follow it. I thought they had come to arrest you, she said, and he gazed down into Anxious eye. I must get rid of this man for your sake, he said in distress. Somehow I must get rid of him. And I told you before also, Hannah wanted to make her life free from that white man because she knew that the conditions and the frustrations is going on in that house just because of him. And she instructed to her husband also that she requested him, please get rid of this person from this house. We really don't want to stay anymore with him. Sadao goes to see the general. Of course, the general said quickly, I understand, but that is because I once took a degree in Princeton, so few Japanese have. And you know that what the degree I have, very few Japanese have having this degree, which I have taken from the Princeton University. I care nothing for a man, Excellency, Sadao said, but having operated on him with such success. Uh, Excellency, I don't care about that person, but I'm a doctor, so I did my duty only, I did my job only. Yes, yes, the general said, it only makes me feel you more indispensable to me eventually. you can save anyone. You are so skilled. And the general said, I know about your skill. You are a very skilled person, and you can save anyone. I know very well about your skills. You say you think I can stand one more such attack as I have had today, and I'm able to stand today right now in front of you because of you, not more than once. Sadao said. Then certainly I can allow nothing to happen to you, the general said with anxiety. His long, pale Japanese face became expressionless, which meant that he was in deep thought. You cannot be arrested, the general said, closing his eye. I suppose you were condemned to death, and the next day I had to have my operation. And the condition of that time, it was very complicated, and Sada wanted to tell him each and everything, and general was talking about himself, and things were uncertain, but Sada was a pleasable person. Sada was a famous person of that country, and general was going to please his skills, whatever he had and whatever he was the master of in his skills, because he can save anyone. There are other surgeons, Excellency, Sadao suggested. None I trust, the general replied. Dr. Sadao said, Excellency, except of me, there are so many surgeons in this country. But General said, I do not believe on those surgeons except you. The best ones have been trained by Germans and would consider the operation successful even I had died. I don't care for their point of view, he signed. It seems a pity that we cannot better combine the German ruthlessness with the American sentimentality. Then you could turn your prisoner over to executions, and yet I could be sure you would not murder me while I was unconscious. You can send your prisoner to the prisoner. You can say you can easily send your prisoner to the jail, and I consider you that you will not get any kind of the problem in the future. The general laughed. He had an unusual sense of humor as a Japanese. Could you not combine these two foreign elements? He asked. Sadao said. Sadao smiled. I'm not quite sure. He said, but for your sake, I would be willing to try, Excellency. The general shook his head. I had rather not be the test case. He said he felt certainly weak and overwhelmed with the cares of his lives as an official in times such as these, when repeated victory brought great responsibility all over the world. And the discussion was going on this time in between Dr. Sadaw and General, and they were trying to make them understand to each other that the things whatever we have going to be very different in our life, and conclusion of this story was going to be coming soon, because in the eyes of the general, the Dr. Sadaw was the greatest doctor ever, and he personally believed that except of that surgeon, there is no surgeon in the world who could have saved the life of other people by the surgery. He's only the one, and that is why he was having a great reputation in that country, and to break that reputation in the country, it was also not good. But Sadao knew also these things, that the things whatever he did, uh, it was not against the country. It was going to match the occupations of that person. He was having these justifications for his purpose, justifications of his job, because he was a doctor first, and being a doctor, that's why he saved the life of that person, and now he wanted to complete his duty, being a citizen of this country. So that's why after saving the life of that white man, he wanted to surrender that person. He wanted to send this person to the prison, and wanted to show that always gives your priority first, always gives your priority first of all to your good human being, and then go for the next things whatever we have in the world, because humanity is the biggest thing is in the world right now. Just like nowadays, we all the people of the world are suffering from the problems of the coronavirus, which is going to be dangerous to all of us. So it does not supposed to be mean that we are the people of this country and we are the Indian, so we should try to save the life of those peoples who are Hindus, who are the part of this country. No, we are the Indians, and we are first of all the human beings. If we find out some foreigners also in our country, we should definitely save their life, because after all, we all are the Indians, and after all, we all are the human beings. So our duty is first of all to have uh, the excellency for the humanity. Well, that was the class, dear students. I believe that you are going to take these classes regularly and also having the enjoyment. And I believe that you're also doing your activities at your home properly. And this is the questions of the day. Please answer this question in the comment box. The question is this, and the question is that who believed that Dr. Sadao was the best surgeon in the world? Till then, take care. Have a great day. Take care. We will meet in the next video. Bye bye. God bless you all.